This tutorial is about the installation and user guide of the Voicebible. The Voicebible is the first verse-based multilingual talking Bible with speech recognition capability. Uh, Most of the talking Bible right now, on chapter base. That means it will speak from the very beginning of a chapter and then up to the end of the chapter. But this one is different. This particular Voicebible allows you to go to a particular verse and then speak just that particular verse. It's a verse space. The Bible has 1189 chapters, but it has 31,101 verses. So that's a lot of verses to process individually. We have to overcome a lot of difficulties in order to do that. For example, if you want just the Bible to speak out Psalm 119, verse 176, in a chapter-based Bible you cannot do that. But this particular verse-based Bible, you can do that. It will just go to the last verse of that chapter and speak out that particular verse. So I'm going to show you what I mean, but for the time being, just if you want to download it, you just go to the download page, and then over here you can select the PC version, the XP, Vista, or the Windows 7. If you want the iPad and iPhone version, you go to the Apple App Store and search for Voicebible. You're going to find it over there. So at the end of this PC download, it's going to ask you whether you want to download the speech recognition engine from Microsoft. You go ahead and download it so that you have the voice recognition capability. I'm going to have another tutorial just to talk about the speech recognition capability and the usage of it. So now I assume that you already download the program. It will create a shortcut for you. So over here you look at the property. If you're using Windows 7 or Vista, make sure that you select the XP compatibility mode and also run this program as an administrator so as to enable all the features. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to click that and say OK. Over here it's going to check the license. Obviously you don't have a license right now. That's okay. All that means is that you cannot have all the sound file in your local drive. You can only have the first chapter of Genesis to be spoken. So let's see. Let me show you what I mean. So you hear that?
Chapter 1, verse 2. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Verse 3. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was.
Okay, you see that that over here, if you click this display sync, then the display will sync up with the verse being spoken. You saw that it jumped from 2 to 3 and so on. And this loop play checkbox means that it will continue to speak after it goes to the end of the chapter. It will start in the beginning of the next chapter. So of course you can enable the sound and you can disable the sound. Right now I'm going to disable the sound because it's interfering with my mic. Over here, if you want to download a version to your local drive with all the sound files, it's going to take 85 minutes, about 85 minutes per version. Yeah, you heard it right. It takes a long time to download all those 31,101 verses, all the files and all the informations. And then if you want, you have to add those download credits. You have to make sure that you set up your own email address, and basically is your PayPal email address. Each version costs about $5. So after you add those credits, and it will say it will be non-zero over here. It will be if you have one, then you can download one version, and then after that you can just click uh, select the version, download the selected version from the server. So if I click over here, you can see that since I don't have enough credit, it won't allow me to do that. So, but after you send your email address and pay for it using PayPal, then you have uh, credits. Over here, if you have different version loaded, you will see different version over here. Uh, and then you can, if you want to remove that, you can click on it, and it will allow you to remove that particular version. So right now, I'm going to go to just the King James version, and I can click on different words. It will display. If you want different books, it's easily you can easily select it. And this one, chapter and verses, you see that it will go over there. And you can also click the next chapter, the previous chapter. You can click different books again, and so over here, of course, you can have Chinese. Since you don't have that version loaded into your computer, all this is being grabbed right now from the internet. So it will say IC, but if you have it locally, it will say LC. C means Cantonese, I means is from the internet. If you go back to the Genesis, because I load all the first chapter, all the verses from the first chapter of Genesis to your local disk when you download it, so you will see the difference right here. See, you change to LC, but if you say next chapter, it changed it to IC now. And also that, again, right now only the first chapter of Genesis can be spoken. So you can turn on the sound again. So if you turn on the sound, you can see that it's now it's speaking in Cantonese. But if you just select another chapter and try to do it, it will complain. See, because you don't have the sound files. So, and also you can select even the Hebrew in Old Testament. And of course you don't have the sound file, so but you can turn off the sound and it will not complain anymore. And you can go to different chapters. Next chapter. By the way, the Hebrew is read from the right to the left. The English is being read from the left to the right. So there's a difference. That's it for this installation and user guide. And if you have any questions, you can always go to voicebible.info, and then you can find a lot more information over there, because there's YouTube user manual that's going to be very helpful over there.